Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. I just had some delicious ribs. I am ready for action. Skip tutorial? Hell no. Let's go and take a look at the story here.
It's getting stuffy in here. Can't we close early and finish that saber?
Really? You're complaining about the heat and you want to go back to the forge.
Maybe I like watching you with the anvil.
You there, Smithy. I require a sword for my son, the finest you can manage. Is this your best?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm proud of that one too, but it's already sold.
Do you know who I am?
I'm afraid not, my lord. But like I said, that sword is spoken for. Now, I'd be happy to offer you...
Then offer me something of more value. I'll accept that cow of yours as an apology.
Our business is finished, sir. You need to leave.
Really? Captain Rogier, why don't you show our friend here what happens when people displease me?
With pleasure, my lord.
Your insolence is punishable by death. I choose hers.
Irina! Bastard,
You'll do what? The city is ours for the taking. You are nothing but sheep for my slaughter.
They came
Damn.
in the night, like parasites, feeding off the life of the people. The cult of Malthus, a group bent on chaos and destruction, cast a spell over the land, your home. The spell creates a fugue-like state that makes people easy prey. I've traveled a great distance to face my old enemy, but I need a weapon. Someone with the strength to wield my magic. That someone is you. Now, wake up. Wake up, my dragon.
What's going on? Who are...
Be careful. You're still weak. My name is Roth. And as for what's happening, well, look at your wrists. What do you see?
What are these things?
They are my gift to you. With them, you will wield unlimited power. Leave us.
Glad to.
What the hell is going on?
Come. I will tell you more as we walk. What do you remember of your old life?
My wife. Captain Rogero murdered my wife because I stood up to Count Shax. After that, it's just a blur.
Ah, that was the spell. Count Shax is part of the cult of Malthus. They engineered this.
Look, I... What the hell?
Your body is reacting to the magic in the bracers. Be patient. It'll pass.
Look, what do you want from me?
Quite simple. You need to break the spell and rid the world of the cult, beginning with the men who wronged you. But first, you need more power. Come. There is a place where you can rebuild your strength.
Whoopsie.
The bracers are purging your body of the cult's magic. It's unpleasant, I know, but necessary. Your very presence awakens the city. Not enough to break the spell. I'll show you. Let us see what the night holds. Your first arcane sigil is fire, the essence of destruction. Now be still. This might hurt a bit.
Did you see that broken moon? Yep. Something happened to the moon.
Damn. I passed out again?
No. You died.
What?
These vortex pools are connected to the gem in your bracers. With them, you will no longer fear death.
Well... damn. So now what?
Now you gain your revenge. Your goal is my reliquary. There you will find more sigils. But be warned, the cult will be coming for you.
What? Come on, you can't give me all this power and just leave.
Okay, so here we are. The tutorial. There's actually nothing here that I know of, but I'll explore it anyways. Okay, first things first. This is our interface. Here is our magic. Notice there is no cursor, or crosshair, excuse me. Yep, everything is kind of automatically done. And you aim other spells. You know, it got a little aiming reticle, but some of them you'll have to kind of guess at watch your hands and stuff. So it's pretty neat. This blue thing is a checkpoint. If you hold to activate, you can either fast travel. We can't do it right now, or you can assign sigils. In badass mode, you got this little marks over here. They are attunement. So you can attune different sigils. Those that don't have this little X will be unattuned and will be brought back to level 1. You can read about the focus here yourself. And every time you reach one of these, it will autosave, and yep, there you have. So there's checkpoint saving. Bottom right, we have our spells. Sigil of fire. Bottom left, there's a shield. We have 3 pips. It goes from the top, middle, and then bottom, and if all those bars disappear, you will die, and you will go back to the nearest checkpoint. And that nearest, then you'll progress, and all the enemies will respawn, and you have to kill them over again. So it's not like you get a free pass. That's one of the downsides to dying. Another one is, well, you have to go back and replay certain parts of the level. And then the third one is loot rarity gets reset. You can get loot rarity up to 5, and then it gets reset back to 0. So it means that you'll get basic loot, you have more chance of getting basic loot if it gets reset. So yeah, don't really want that. And normally, I think videos will be playing, you know, on how to cast magic and stuff, but since I've played this game, I disabled them, and so we're just gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, so if you do taps, you will do regular attacks, and if you charge it until you hear this little bling and you see the fires increased, you will do critical shot. So it's much more powerful.
Look at you!
So, blam! Look at that. The red number over him means that it's a critical hit. Here's a normal shot, and as you can see, I had to take him down twice. Sometimes it's actually faster to just, you know, spam instead of charge. So it's once again, it's up to you.
Barrier spell can be used for both attack and defense. Use it well.
So now you're in my head. Roth, are you listening?
Okay, so now we have the barrier spell. We have 3 different shields: agile, strategic, and tactical. We have, I don't know, tactical or strategic? Don't remember which one. Anyways, this shield allows basically parrying. It's called a galvanized block. Galvanized block means you get 100% damage reduction, and you fire off a fully charged nova. A nova is basically a spell that originates from you and goes out 360 degrees in a short range. So check this out. See that? Boom. So basically it's kind of like a firewall that's all around you and spreads out a little bit. So if you time the blocks correctly, that will happen.
Bracers shield you from harm to a point. Death will come once all 3 wards are drained.
Yeah, you see, if you miss, then you know they'll get hit. So you have to time your You have to time your attacks, your blocks to the enemy's attacks. And look at that, it rhymed. Okay, so I don't really like this one. The best shield, in my opinion, is Agile. Allows unlimited of these quick blinks, like that. This one only allows 3, and then it has to recharge.
The last pattern will defeat your enemies from afar.
So from afar, basically this is the little aiming reticle that pops up.
Is that a fact? I am going to enjoy this.
So, here we are. 3 different spells. There's the target spell that can be either target like a missile, it could be like a ray or a lob. Ray is short range but continuous. Lob is not auto-aimed, and it's a lob. Think throwing Molotov cocktails, basically. And then you have a Nova that can either be charged by that can either be cast by a charged blink. I'll talk about that later, or by parrying. And then there's the area effect, where you have this aiming reticle, and it has fairly good range. And if you group enemies together and release, and this happens. Yep, that's all about it for right now. This is the reliquary, and it gives you new spells.
For my dragons, but now the cult of Malthus is using them to drain life from the people.
Dragons? Is that what I am? Are there more?
There were. I chose each for their strength and their desire for revenge. When you find a reliquary, you can draw new sigils and craft better spells, and in doing so, further break the cult's hold on the land.
So, they're a way to forge more power. Alright, whatever works.
Okay, this one you have no choice. You get ice, and then you get mastery later on. Mastery, what the hell am I saying? Kinesis. So, as you progress, you will gain access to additional sigils. There are 8 total. Ice. Ice does the most base damage of any spell, but it does not scale quite as well through critical hits or mastery consumption. It does have some of the most reliable control aspects. Select, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
There you are.
Who said that?
Okay, so now we are fighting this demon, and we can't do anything about him. Well, I mean, you can do this, but you're just prolonging your suffering. You can't win. So this is a good practice here. Basically, this ice is called a control spell. It basically controls the battlefield. Specifically, it freezes enemies. This one is a destruction spell. It well, annihilates. If you see that little thing over its head, that's apocalyptical. Certain times you cast a spell will allow you to cast this apocalyptical that will I died. That will allow you to gain a special spell.
Knowledge will stay with you.
Or it will strengthen some of your
Telling
spells.
me everything. What the hell was that? A demon? Roth? Damn it, come on.
Alright, so
What walked in?
let's go ahead and freeze them. Pop them. So it's a very good. The ice is a great control spell. Unfortunately, I don't have the timing. I mean, it takes too long to charge spells for a critical hit, so I have to just kind of do this. All right. So now, this is pretty neat.
Shax is not here, but someone else is. Captain Rogiro is below.
Rogiro is here. I'll annihilate that son of a bitch.
Oh, the ice dissipated. Oh, never mind. This is one of the reasons I don't like the this shield. It's just because of the blinks. Boom. The blinks are only 3, and you really, in a game such as this, you really need mobility. I'm sorry, but you really do.
The dead are awake. This is insane.
No, this is very real. The cult created the newly undead, and you'll find the source in the catacombs under Dravasa.
Okay, so before I end, here are your... Normally, you'd probably, if you're playing along, you'll probably see something like this. Smart inventory. Basically, this will allow you to, you can take 3 commons into 1 uncommon, and it'll tell you, not now, but this is how it'll look, and everything is, everything is kind of automatic. So, so yeah, it takes I guess the guesswork and the options away from you. I don't like that. I know what I'm doing. So let's actually let's go back out of here. Go to custom inventory. So let's quickly go through it. Here you have your sigils. These are your focused sigils. You got your fire, or well, if you start off, you got your fire. There's ice, and this is going to be kinesis. Later on, you can swap different sigils. Here's your shield. You can zoom in onto the sigils themselves and see which spells. Here's a Flame Strike. This is your Destruction Attuned. It says at the top, which is Flame Strike, Destruction Attuned, and it's your Missile spell. This one is your Nova, and this one is your Area of Effect. They will always be like this. You can't have a Missile, 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 or Area Effect, Area Effect, Area Effect. You can, this one will always be Destruction. Oh, excuse me, this one will always be either Missile, Ray, or Lob. This one will be Nova. This one will be either Area Effect, a Pool, or a Trap. Like this ice one here, it's a Trap. That's Freezing Trap. This one is a Strike. And then there's another one, or it's a Rain. Another one's called Pool, where it'll do continuous damage for a certain amount of time. And then you can, if you hold Shift, you can read more about it. The Ice Sigil power grants Ice Wall when it has Apocalyptical. Ice Wall lasts for 10 seconds, and enemies that enter it are slowed by 75% for 5 seconds. And you can read a little bit more, and you could see leveling goal active. Sigil is focused. Kill enemies 3 out of 40. That's what levels up your sigils. So everything's so far easy peasy. Yeah, kill enemies. Fire gives you flame wall. So, yep, a shield here. Basically, you've got health, regen per second, regen delay, and this is a strategic shield. So it says no charged blink, increased base health. And it gives you 30% faster charging on area effect spells, which is nice. So this is the this is the equip screen. Here we have our stats, shield stats, player stats, destruction, control, mastery. Destruction I've already talked about. It does damage. Control, it does things like freeze or stun. A mastery, it's a debuff where you apply it and it doesn't do any damage, but the next time you do a critical hit on the enemy that has mastery, it will do extra damage. So it's like an augment, essentially. Items held, 9 out of 250, that's your inventory. And then you have sigil upgrades. Let's go ahead and upgrade the sigils. It says you have completed a fire goal and earned a point. Please spend that point now. You can spend, I can put critical chance boost, damage dealt, or 2% critical effect multiplier. Personally, I like put critical chance boost. Here for ice, I like to start with status effect duration. That means they'll freeze, the enemies will stay frozen longer. You can max all of these out, so don't worry about, you know, if you chose casting speed and you're like, oh my god, but I really want this, don't worry about it. You can max it all out. So, yeah. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm done. In order to get a next level, I have to kill 40 enemies. Okay, so crafting. We have, here's our sigils. I place a sigil, it's fairly self-explanatory. Here it takes the shape. Do you want target, area effect, or nova? Say I want a target. I put it here, and then we need to attune it. And the attune is whether you want destruction, that is, do I want it to deal damage? So if I put it here, we'll say destruction attuned, 82.3 damage, 25% chance to stagger and critical hit, consumes up to 360% mastery. Or if I want to put control on this fire, it will say control attuned, 135 burning damage over 9 seconds, 75% of remaining damage applied instantly if target is stunned, consumes up to 40% mastery and critical hit. So you set enemies on fire. So the fire control is not that great. It just sets enemies on fire. It doesn't do anything that great. Fire is really more destruction property anyways. And mastery, it says mastery attuned, 120 mastery debuff added. Critical hit increases mastery added by 50%. Applies a burning aura for 7.5 seconds that ignites nearby enemies, dealing 18 burning damage over 3 seconds. So essentially, with this mastery, you can hit an enemy several times and build up a lot of mastery. So this one adds 120 mastery, so if you hit it 2 times, it'll be 240. If you hit it 3 times, etc., 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 basically. And if you say, say you're fighting a boss and you hit it a whole bunch of times, and then you can just cast a bunch of destruction spells and without having to worry about casting mastery again. So it's nice, basically. And remember, when we go back to the destruction, it says consumes up to 360 mastery and critical hit. So you have to cast the mastery spell, a fire mastery spell, 3 times. Because it does 120, 240, 360%, and then hit him with a fire spell, and then it will consume the whole mastery and deal a ton of damage. Yep, so that's basically the explanation on crafting. And shield, it works a little differently. You put in the kind of shield you want, and then you put in little special properties for the shield, like extra health or faster regen. And then synthesis, here I'll cover quickly. You can upgrade things. You can put 3 white. First one will always be retain. You retain the first one, and then the other 2 you sacrifice, upgrade, and now this white one is turned into a green one, which is a better tier. It says 35% apocalyptical chance multiplier, and it gives me destruction too. So these numbers are destruction, control, and mastery. So this one is destruction, so we have destruction too. This one is control, and paired control. Oh yeah, here control, it's 1 and 1. Here's precise mastery, and it's 2. So want to watch out for that. And augments, this is the augments that will either make it destruction or control or mastery. So that's upgrade. Deconstruct, if you have an old spells, you can deconstruct and break down some and get some components back. And reforge, stuff you're not using, you can click on it, add it here, click reforge, and you can have a chance of getting a better item, as well as once this whole circle is complete, you will get a free legendary, which is nice. That's about it in a nutshell. 1 spell improvement. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's that actually. Wow, actually, yeah. I probably took a little too long to explain this, so I apologize for the long video, but I wanted to explain this really annoyingly complex concept as brief and concise and meaningful as possible. So I'm going to end my video here. Next time we're going to jump in and start the actual level. Thanks so much for watching. This is Nick, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video.